Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring.
Poor build, skinny, lacks great physical stature and strength.
Lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush.
And I really wanted to go to USC. That was probably my first choice, but they didn't want me either. They signed another kid who was one of the top recruits on the West Coast.
In sports, debates about the greatest player of all time are endless. But in football, there's one name that stands above them all. Tom Brady. 7 Super Bowl wins, 10 appearances, more victories than entire franchises. His story isn't just about winning, it's about defying every single odd stacked against him.
And the Patriots have possession with 20 seconds to go in Super Bowl 49.
Today, Tom Brady is gone. The greatest quarterback to ever play the game has finally retired for good. 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 rings, more playoff wins than any other player in NFL history. His departure isn't just the end of a career, it's the end of an era. Because Brady wasn't just a champion, he was the last of a dying breed.
What side how are you? Yeah, how are you? My name is Keita Tomar. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. How are you? How are you? Fine. Nice to meet you.
A quarterback who didn't need to run, didn't rely on athletic flash, and still carved up the league for over 2 decades. In today's NFL, built for speed and spectacle, that kind of player simply doesn't exist anymore. So why will we never see another Tom Brady? His story began not with hype or expectations, but rejection. Coming out of high school, Brady was a better baseball player than a football one. The Montreal Expos even drafted him as a catcher with a cannon arm, but he turned down guaranteed MLB money to chase a dream no one else believed in. He went to Michigan, barely made the depth chart, sat behind future backups, and fought for every single snap.
Never matters.
It's just win after win.
Brady.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Well, you see Brady get a lot of touchdowns on runs.
His mechanics weren't perfect. His footwork was rough. He wasn't mobile. He wasn't strong. He was overlooked, forgotten, dismissed. In the 2000 NFL Draft, he waited and waited. 6 quarterbacks were taken ahead of him. Then, in the 6th round, with pick 199, the New England Patriots gave him a shot. Most teams didn't even have him on their draft board. He arrived in Foxborough as the 4th-string quarterback behind Drew Bledsoe and 2 others who would never play a meaningful NFL snap. But Brady wasn't just there to compete. He was there to conquer. He walked into the owner's office and said it himself, "I'm the best decision this organization has ever made." He didn't look like a superstar, but when Bledsoe went down in 2001, Brady stepped in, and he never looked back. He didn't scramble, he didn't run, he didn't need to. He mastered the game from the pocket, read every defense, knew where the pressure was coming from.
We wanted the greatest to be the first to receive even a greater honor. Last year, we commissioned a local sculptor to create a larger-than-life bronze statue to perpetuate the legendary legacy of this once-in-a-lifetime player.
Knew where every player was going to be before the snap. He didn't win with talent. He won with obsession, with film, with discipline, with a killer instinct when it mattered most. That season ended with the Patriots winning their first Super Bowl. Brady led the game-winning drive in the final minute and was named MVP. Over the next 3 years, he'd win 2 more. By 2004, he had 3 Super Bowl rings. And yet, people still doubted him. They said he had a great defense, a great coach, that he was a game manager, just a system guy. So what did Brady do? He kept winning, kept preparing, kept building the most dominant resume in NFL history. Then, in 2007, something changed. The Patriots traded for Randy Moss, signed Wes Welker, gave Brady weapons, and he unleashed hell. 50 touchdowns, over 4,800 yards, a perfect 16-0 regular season, the most explosive offense the league had ever seen. But perfection was stolen from him in the final minutes of the Super Bowl. The Giants shocked the world. It was a loss that would haunt him for years. Then came the injuries. In 2008, Brady tore his ACL in Week 1. He missed the whole season. Many wondered if he'd ever be the same. But he came back, won Comeback Player of the Year, and threw for over 5,000 yards in 2011. He made it to 2 more Super Bowls in the next few years and lost both. To the Giants again, and then to the Eagles in a shootout where he threw for a Super Bowl record of 505 yards, and still lost. He hadn't won a title in nearly a decade. Doubters resurfaced, but in 2014, he responded with a vengeance. The Patriots won Super Bowl XXVI with a fourth-quarter comeback over the Seahawks. It was Brady's fourth title, but that season also gave birth to Deflategate, the scandal that dominated headlines. Brady was accused of using underinflated footballs. He denied everything. The NFL suspended him anyway. 4 games. The media called it a stain on his legacy. So what did Brady do? He came back angry, obsessed, and in 2016, he authored the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Down 28-3 against the Falcons, he led 31 unanswered points and won in overtime, his 5th ring, his 4th Super Bowl MVP. And suddenly, there was no debate. He wasn't just one of the greats, he was the greatest. At 40 years old, he was playing better than ever. In 2017, he won his 3rd MVP. In 2018, he won his 6th ring. And in 2019, at age 42, he was still winning games. But things were breaking apart in New England. He clashed with Belichick. The offense stalled. The dynasty was cracking. So he did the unthinkable. He left. After 20 seasons, he walked away from the Patriots. Most thought he'd retire. Instead, he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that hadn't won a playoff game in 18 years. And in his first season, during a global pandemic, with a new system, new teammates, and 0 preseason, he led the Bucs to an 11-5 record, beat Drew Brees, outdueled Aaron Rodgers, and destroyed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. His 7th ring, his 5th Super Bowl MVP. At 43 years old, he threw for over 5,000 yards at age 44, played 2 more elite seasons, and finally, at 45, after 23 seasons, he said goodbye. He walked away holding nearly every major quarterback record: most passing yards, most touchdowns, most wins, most Super Bowls, most game-winning drives, most playoff victories, a career that lasted longer than some of his opponents had been alive. But what made Brady unique wasn't just his numbers, it was how he got them. He wasn't fast, he wasn't flashy, he didn't jump off the screen, but he won. He read defenses like novels. Today's NFL is different. It's built for Mahomes, Lamar, and Caleb Williams, players who can roll left, throw right, and make plays on the run. The league is faster now, systems are flashier, quarterbacks are trained for mobility, creativity, and speed. The era of the pure pocket passer is fading fast, and that's why there will never be another Tom Brady. Because Brady wasn't the best athlete, he was the best quarterback. And the game, as we know it, may never produce another like him, not because the talent isn't there, but because the mindset, the durability, and the iron will are rare. Brady was forged in rejection, molded by competition, driven by obsession. He didn't play the game, he mastered it. One of the most underrated traits was his emotional discipline. In 2 decades, through scandals, roster turnover, personal life headlines, and even open tension with his head coach, Brady never let distractions derail his game preparation. His public persona was calm, collected, and strategic. He never gave opponents bulletin board material, and he rarely let the media see frustration. That consistency and mindset is rare, even among great athletes. Finally, Brady's ability to weaponize doubt was unique. Every slight, whether real or perceived, became fuel. A missed Pro Bowl selection, a media comment, a scouting report from 20 years earlier, he stored them. When the NFL released the top 100 players list each year, Brady would note where he ranked. At 40, when he was placed at number 1, he said he wanted to prove it again. At 44, when he slipped to number 7, he posted it as motivation. The game never stopped being personal. We'll see great quarterbacks again, talented ones, exciting ones. But we will never see another Tom Brady, because players like him, they don't evolve, they go extinct. At some point in his career, Tom Brady found himself cast as the NFL's villain. The label never quite fit. Brady has never projected the image of a bad guy. Perhaps the shift began with Deflategate, though that was, at worst, a minor infraction and never proven beyond doubt. In truth, most people couldn't even pinpoint why they disliked him. But as the New England Patriots kept winning, resentment steadily grew. Over the past 2 seasons, that perception has begun to change. Brady's move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers distanced him from the corporate, calculated image of the Patriot way. Away from New England, it became harder to root against him and nearly impossible to ignore his greatness. Winning a Super Bowl with a completely different franchise at age 43 isn't just rare, it's practically unimaginable. It's the kind of achievement that may never be repeated. Sure, sports history might one day produce an undrafted NBA player who surpasses Michael Jordan, a late-blooming slugger who breaks Barry Bonds' home run record, or even another overlooked 6th-round quarterback who reaches 10 Super Bowls. But what Brady accomplished, changing teams late in his career and instantly winning it all, belongs in a category all its own.